What's a tic, Mom?
You're done.
I don't feel like I'm an actual person. I feel like I just don't even feel like a human.
And my mom said two of the most important words that anyone could have ever said to me then. And said, so what? So what if you have to work harder than anybody else?
You can't really give up unless you're just going to turn the lights out. You know, what does that mean? I'm going to lie down on the couch for the next 80 years and then die?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Natasha. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
How does it make you feel to have Tourette's?
It feels like I'm not like the other. It feels like it feels like I'm like the only person that has tics. I feel like a nobody. Oh, sorry. Oh, I finally won.
She got a lot wrong. You knew more than she did.
Finally, I get a point. I never got a point before. Oh, musicals.
If he beat you. Oh, man.
Yeah, I did. Uncle Jimmy's good. I didn't know that.
That one was hard.
Yeah.
Natasha is a very strong-minded and free-spirited. She loves the spotlight. So singing, dancing, acting.
How is it having a sister with Tourette's?
It's gonna take some time getting used to. Because she's got all this Tourette's. She's got all this Tourette's and seizures, and I really feel bad for her. So.
Sir, if you land on your butt. What? Sir, if you land on your butt. Should I land on my butt? Yeah. Go!
But if someone like teases you with your Tourette's, and I say to knock it off. You are like everyone else. You are human, not like a freaking sick dog. Does that sound like a cat? Alpha! The choo-choo train! So we went on a train ride. And then, well, first we went on a boat, and then we went on a train ride. We're gonna do a Tourette's walk.
What is that to you? What does that mean?
It means like to, show people how it feels to have Tourette's.
Live. Now let's go to YouTube and check it out.
Hi, this is Natasha, and I have Tourette's. We are getting ready for our Tourette's Walk in Idaho Falls, August 3rd. Please come down and show your support for this great cause.
To walk for a great cause today. Thank you so much for coming down. We really do appreciate it. And we do have free water if you get thirsty, okay? All right, awesome, let's go. All right.
As far as what actually makes me tick, as far as like the things I care about, books, family, friends, libraries. I think things work best when we're kind to each other. Yay!
It seems like an interesting profession with someone with Tourette's, working in a library. Can you just tell me your experiences of working there?
Yeah, it's awful. I chose it because it's hard, and I can't be safe there or comfortable for 1 second of the day ever. Now, I love libraries. They are my churches. They are everything that is important to me. They're the opposite of fear and ignorance and closed-mindedness, and that's where all the books are, of course.
What I love about working with Josh the most is when I'm on the phone. And often I'm on the phone with a database company or something, and they'll say, "Do you allow dogs in the library?" And I'll say, "No." Again, and I'll say, "Well, I hear one barking." I said, "Oh no, that's Josh." And then they'll say, "Oh yeah, I've met Josh."
It kind of feels like the laboratory to me, where when I'm there, because I'm so exposed, I am forced to keep asking myself questions about what's happening with the Tourette's. Right now I've got, I don't know if you can see it or not, these 3 scars are new. They were scratches I gave myself on an airplane a week ago. I have a tiny crack in this cheekbone from hitting myself. Fingers keep popping out of joint. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad.
Yell for no apparent reason.
Well, it's a syndrome, obviously, that it affects mannerisms. I think it's called tics, where they twitch or they can't control like certain facial expressions.
It is a common disease of the muscles. Brain can happen to anyone between the ages of 2 and 17.
Lack of control over emotions.
Uncontrollable speech that comes out really impulsively.
Vero! Coffee!
It's a condition characterized by tics. Some circles we call them involuntary movements. So they're movements that are hard to control. They're somewhat suppressible, but usually come out after a while. Or sounds. So if they're movements, we call them motor tics. If they're sounds, we call them phonic or vocal tics. And there's not any other medical condition that explains it, like a stroke or medication. That's the basic definition of Tourette syndrome. If they think hard enough about it, if they try hard enough, they'll be able to get control of the tics, and they'll be able to eventually outgrow it. But once they get acceptance of the fact that it's a permanent thing for many people, not only can they get past it and accept it, but by getting past that and gaining that self-confidence, they can turn into something positive.
If I can help someone else, that's good. You know, and to be honest, if they have Tourette's or if they don't have Tourette's, if they have some other chronic illness or something, if I can give them hope, that's good as well.
And yet it's so strange when we approach them and we're met with,
like, it was helpful to me when I came to group as an adult to like have that support and be more open with it. It makes me super stoked to hear that because I'm like, yeah, sweet, group does that.
Well, as a group, we're always doing that, and it's so fun to do. Calvert is our chairman of our group, and he's so dynamic and so involved in every meeting we sit down at. He's always like, okay guys, what are we going to do to like spread this? You know?
I learned to accept it and talk about it. I think if we can't talk about it, we're never going to be able to live with it.
It's okay that I have this, and this doesn't have to define me, and I could just be who I am. And this can just be a part of it, as big or little as I want it to be.
Eva, do you want some cornbread?
Yeah. You want some cornbread?
Table for us, she said. There's too many places.
I don't normally like to sit on the, I don't know, the left side of the bus as you're coming in, because I have this tic where I go like this. And I was doing that, and I didn't notice that I was even doing that. Finally, this woman just yelled out and said, "Stop, can't you stop? You're driving me crazy." And, you know, I said, "Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I have Tourette Syndrome, and there's, you know, not much I can do about it." She yelled at me a little bit and says, "You don't have Tourette's." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but the fact is I do." And I think her conception of Tourette's was somebody who has, who swears a lot. The thing that was interesting is, as I looked around the bus, more of the other bus, riders were looking down on her rather than me.
I remember after Cal and I had been married maybe 3 years or so, one of my brothers came up to me and he said, I don't think Cal tics anymore. And I said, really? That's so interesting, because I think that the tics, you just get used to them. And then that's just him, And yeah, he tics just as bad, maybe worse than ever. But it was interesting that my brother didn't see those anymore.
I enjoy reading. I enjoy cycling. Those are some of the things that I enjoy. Normally, if I just have an eye tic, it goes like that.
It's quick. It recovers, and then
I recover. I'm able to continue. But this day, it was one right after another. I believe two of the things that really helped me more than anything, obviously, was I had great parents who were very patient and loving and accepting. I think my mom motivated me. She said 2 words to me that really impacted me. And she said, "So what? So what if you have to work harder than everybody else? He doesn't know how much you want it. So what? He doesn't know how hard you're willing to work."
I think the most important thing for myself or anybody, not because it has Tourette's or doesn't have Tourette's, but just as a wife, I think it's important that we know what our spouse's dreams are and feel good about letting them pursue that.
This is my dissertation that I did to earn my PhD. It's entitled The Relationship of Fathers with Sons Who Have Tourette Syndrome and the Impact on the Family. This was a real challenge, but it was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me to learn more about myself. I completed it at the age of 64 in 2012. People wonder what an old geezer was doing in school. The old geezer wondered the same thing, but the old geezer is glad now that he can say, hey, I made it.
Okay. Ready, Mom?
Wow. Oh, that feels pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Oh my gosh,
it's so long.
Are you ready for the Tourette's walk?
Yep, I'm totally okay with it.
Are you gonna say a speech?
Maybe I will, okay?
What are you excited about?
The prize is okay.
The prizes? The Tourette's walk is something that gives Natasha a chance to tell the world her, as a person that's suffering from it.
Look, we can raffle this off.
Oh, that'd be cool.
People can put pictures of their friends on it.
She has a message that she wants to say, and this gives her a chance to do that.
For all those people who doesn't have Tourette's and thinks that that they shouldn't care because they don't have Tourette's, you guys should care. People that have Tourette's, they're like people that doesn't have any homes. It's like people that doesn't have any parents they're homeless. Just them.
Homeless in the heart?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine. Can't sleep? Yeah.
Kind of like the eye blinking, shoulder shrugging, throat clearing, sniffing. See, and they can appear suddenly after physical or social stress.
Do you think it's a tic, not a cold?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to judge. Sounds like it's broken up at the same time. Okay. You try Lipdol?
Well, what does it feel like?
It just feels normal.
When you're having to cough, though.
Yeah, it feels normal.
Okay, so let's go on YouTube. Let's see a video of a tic cough.
I notice her cough a lot. And apparently it's called the tic cough. She has a cold. And her tics must be mixed up with the cold, which making her cough really bad.
This is supposed to be able to help your kids. As a parent, you're supposed to be able to help them feel better. If something's wrong, if they're sick or whatever, you're supposed to make it go away.
Just not that much.
Is it upsetting?
Yes. I'm fine.
So, tell me why you're here today.
Because I want to know if my tics are going to get worse or not.
Okay, so you have tics.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about your tics.
They are annoying.
Do you have questions about tics?
Yeah, I had this coughing tic. Does it usually happen to most kids who have tics?
A coughing tic is pretty common, but you know, every kid's so different. There are dozens of different kinds of tics, but coughing is one we actually see a lot. Do you ever make sounds or noises? What we call vocal tics?
Yeah. The one that I roll my eyes has a sound in it.
Okay.
Because when we were hiking on a dangerous mountain. Oh, there's this one tic, but I don't think you know. Okay. It's a tic. Well, I and then roll my eyes and go.
Oh, so it's kind of like a vocal and a facial tic.
Yep.
How long have you been doing that one?
For a while.
Oh my gosh. There's also a mini cave. I bet, like,
I think that's the cave. Man, it's so beautiful, you know.
yeah. Lots of trees.
Have you ever like wanted to ask maybe a grown-up that has Tourette's, ask them for advice that maybe could help you? Or is there a question that you want to ask Joshua when you meet him?
Yeah, what makes him tick?
There's been kind of a misconception that the weight training makes the tics better. It actually makes them worse. What it gives me is it is the only time in each day where I feel like I'm in control of my body. If you're in a situation you can't control, like Tourette's, I don't think you can do anything but introduce something into it that you can control.
So acceptance.
I don't know about that, but something you can control. For me, that's the weights. You know, I wasn't trying to write a book. I was writing a blog just to keep track of my workouts that nobody was supposed to read, and that blog was called The World's Strongest Librarian, or just worldstrongestlibrarian.com. I don't really buy that we're as in control of our actions as we sometimes think we are. I learned a lot of things thinking about myself. What I'd like you all to do is think of your life up to this point and pretend that this book is your book. And you've now gone through it and you've chosen all the episodes that best represent who you are at different times in your life. If you want to know what you actually think about things, if you wonder what your opinions really are, I would really encourage you, try writing them down. Kind of cool. Not very smart. A good day is when I get things done. I do something and I can tell I'm stronger today than I was yesterday. I wrote more words and I've now written more words in my lifetime than I had yesterday. The day I spent laughing with my family. That's about it.
Any advice to give Natasha here or other children with Tourette's?
If you spend your time saying, this isn't fair, or I can't believe this is happening to me.
Do you wish you'd never had tics?
Yes.
Well, that's just how you are.
I know. Well, it might just stop someday, or it might just never stop.
I just say, make sure those aren't the only things you say. Make sure you say those things less. Then you laugh, and you realize things are good, and then you say, I'm glad I'm me. I mean, I tried to give up over and over, and that's why when people say, oh, you're such a hero, I mean, the real heroes of this story, if there is such a thing, are my parents and my friends, different teachers.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years, Josh?
Probably here. Hopefully a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, still able to move.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
He was focused on his music, his singing, and you couldn't tell that Dallin had Tourette Syndrome. That is not an uncommon experience when someone is focused. I love to teach. I love to do public speaking. That's probably my most enjoyable hobby. Discuss chapter 1. We can talk about the burden of injury. A couple of the awards that I've been honored with. Distinguished Teaching Award at BYU in there. Achieving and reaching a goal, setting a goal to go to college or whatever, and then reaching it is one of the greatest things that can ever happen to anybody. And those who have some kind of struggle. Notice I didn't call it a disability, and I didn't call it a handicap, because I don't believe it is. My Tourette's does not define who I am. Two-man kayak, either in a negative way or in a positive way. And as soon as I let myself succumb to Tourette's defining who I am is the day I lose control of who I really am. I've been a member of the church all my life. It was interesting. I have great parents who taught me the gospel of Christ, but not only taught me, they set a great example of how to live, and I like to think I followed their example.
I didn't think you'd make it today.
Hey, I'm dedicated.
I know you are. You're a sweet guy.
He is magnificent. He is a pillar in this community, and everybody loves him. So we are just tickled to have him here.
So he's Cal, just Cal, not Cal with that guy with Tourette's.
He is just Cal. Sometimes I call him Dr. Kazare. So, and he thinks that's okay.
Well, of course, the most classic misconceptions are people who think that Tourette syndrome is, people swearing or, totally out of control.
Tourette syndrome, even though people joke about it on television that there can be this coprolalia, involuntary swearing or obscene gestures, that's actually very rare.
A lot of people think that that's a common problem, that everybody with Tourette's has that. And to me, that's a problem. I think all of us are unique, and I can't compare myself to you or to Matt. I can't compare myself to anybody. All I can do is compare myself to me. As I do that, hopefully some of that personality or goodness or whatever it is about me, I know it is, my charm. Some of that charm will rub off. Now, you guys are thinking I'm cocky. I don't mean that. I don't mean to be cocky, but I'm happy. I can smile, and before I go to bed, I can look back on the day and say, hey, it was a great day.
I have no idea what this is going to be like. I've gone through the darkest times of Tourette's. being not only the worst case in the state to being the worst case in the nation when I was in my 30s, to being put in a nursing home and being given a year to live because of the associated problems with the Tourette's.
Peter Jensen's physical and vocal tics are so bad, so continuous, he sweats profusely. He wears loose clothes, no shoes, trying to keep his body from overheating, even going out on the patio in the winter to cool down. So today, we return for the 4th time to see how far Peter's come in the past year. Not this, but this. Not this, but this.
The deep brain stimulation that I had back in 2005. I was the first one, like you said, to have it done in a clinical trial, the second to have it done in the nation ever. And it worked. Never give up, never lose hope. If you accomplish the minute, you succeeded and you've won the game.
What? I'm gonna break them all. Gosh.
Where'd your cough go?
My cough? I don't know.
For the past couple of nights, she's been staying up really, really late because she can't sleep because of her continuous coughing. And so, once again, just consoling her.
It's getting annoying, and I hate it, and yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
I think for like
a week.
Yeah, I think for a week.
The Tourette's walk is something that I've been wanting to do for years, and also help show my support for others, and especially Natasha.
So people know that they should know to support to support for the people who has Tourette's and that needs medicine for it.
Hey, Tourette Syndrome walk today.
I ain't asking nobody for nothing. I can't give it all on my own.
Natasha.
Yes.
Well, N is for nice, A is for awesome, T is for terrific, and if I spell it wrong, catch me. A is for amazing, S is for sweet, H is for honest, A is for all of the above. So, promise me you'll go out and have a great day, sweetie, okay?
Okay, I promise.
All right.
I feel like this happy, overwhelming feeling. I mean, it's not overwhelming bad, it's overwhelming good. And I was just like, it turned out to be such a good turnout, and I'm just like, I know I'll probably cry before the day's over.
What about you, Natasha?
I think it's really great. We are walking for Tourette Syndrome to help raise money to try to find treatment, cures, education for everybody. It's a wonderful thing, and that we are totally the same as everyone else. We just have those tics.
I just want to tell people that, you know, it's okay that we might make a noise, we might make a face. We're not dangerous. There's nothing wrong with this.
What would you like?
What are my choices?
There's Jolly Rancher, Sunday Crunch Bar, Shrek. I think that they turned out nice. I thought like this was gonna be a little, you know, scary, like so like nervous, but now that I see all these people, I'm not afraid.
It's like we accomplished a huge thing, right?
Yeah. I feel appreciated. I feel like I'm not alone anymore. I feel like I'm special again.
Thank you once again for coming out and supporting Tourette's. You know, it's not a well-known disorder, and I know more awareness needs to. I'm probably gonna get really emotional right now.
Don't cry.
But this means a lot to me and a lot to Natasha. So thank you so much. And hopefully it will continue years and years and years, and hopefully someday there'll be a cure and, you know, all that great and wonderful stuff. So thank you so much. What do you want to say?
You were gonna get emotional if you started this.
You want to say something?
Yes. Thank you for coming to my walk. It means so much to me.
%100% confidence is the total absence of self-consciousness.
I am different like anyone else, but that doesn't mean that. But that doesn't mean that that I have like some disease.
How someone actually perceives themselves as someone with Tourette's is one of the most important things to helping someone.
I can do this no matter what the cost. I can do it no matter what the situation. I can accomplish anything I put my mind to.
Can we meet that challenge? And if we do, we're going to be not only stronger, but we're going to be happy, and we're going to go out and say, hey, I did it.
Okay, let's go.
Are we done?
Yes. I have a spa appointment right now, and if I miss it, I'm gonna have to like wait 12 months now.
Oh my God.
No. This is Natasha Peterson with Tourette's, and goodbye. We need some background music.
Now I'm halfway home, there's no time. There's nothing here. Walk back and take a look, way through pictures I've left for you. Rest your eyes, rest your head. Pools of tears are for your bed. I'll come back.